Hey guys, today I wanted to touch on something that I wanted to address personally. It's not coming from a specific question from anybody. Um, and one of the things I really want to touch on is just some of the messages that get put out there in the fitness and wellness health industry, a lot of which I think give people the wrong message. And I kind of want to be that, that voice that's not necessarily against those messages or those people, but just a voice showing that there's another way, and that when it comes to health and fitness and wellness, there's so many different routes to get to the same destination. You know, there are a lot of paths you can take to get to the same end result, and there's not just one. So I kind of want to dispel some of these myths and kind of speak out against some of the messages that you so commonly see. So it's actually really frustrating because there are a lot of awesome people in the field of fitness, and people that really do a good job of being positive, encouraging others, showing them the way, the right way, putting the right information out there. But then there's a lot of people, and a lot of people that are in the public eye and have massive followings. I find that some of the times I look at the message they send and I just have to shake my head. It's almost unbelievable. And right off the bat, I'll give some examples. I'm not going to use any specific names. I don't think that's necessary, but I just wanted to show some examples. And this is what I see on an everyday basis, and it drives me insane. So, for instance, and I'm going to look through, I'll show you it. I'm not sure you're going to be able to see any of this, but I'm going to look through my Instagram feed and just, I could find you a million examples of this probably in 5 seconds. But, all right, here's one. I'll show you the picture first. Okay, so that is a picture of Ben and Jerry's. And well, a little background. This woman came to the United States and she started her own method of training and dieting. And basically, people pay to follow her method. And yeah, so that's what she did. She's got a massive following, thousands and thousands of people. She's really made a name for herself. Her Instagram, this says, it's a picture of Ben and Jerry's, as you saw, clearly, so it catches people's attention and they click on it. And the caption says, Ben and Jerry's will make me fat. Bye bye, Ben and Jerry's. Then it says, I love being lean more than I love junk food, which is just an absolutely ridiculous message. So basically, you're saying you have to choose. You can have ice cream or you can be lean, because you certainly can't do both. And I was really glad to see that some people actually spoke out about it. One girl said, moderation. 1 pint can't make you fat, and I hope that's not the message girls are receiving. And other people said, responded to it. So I'm glad to see that some people are speaking out about it. Um, but that's the kind of messages that I see. A lot of these fitness professionals that have like a massive following, they put these asinine things up on their feeds, and they make people believe like, unless you're so extreme with your diet and you're only eating proteins and vegetables and uh, fruit, and that's it. Sometimes not even fruit. You have no shot of being lean or healthy, which is just not the case. Clearly, you can't sit there all day and eat ice cream and get the physique you want and feel the way you want. But the point is, there shouldn't be this idea that it has to be restriction and extreme dieting and certain foods that are off limits. That's why I really have a problem with a lot of these diet plans that cut off whole food groups, because I just don't think that's A, maintainable, and B, realistic to sustain for a lifetime. It's a whole nother story if you have certain allergies to certain things, or you don't digest certain foods well and you cut them off for that reason. But just to cut a food off simply to follow a diet, a food group, like dairy or whatever, just because, I just don't agree with. So getting back to my point, that just sending these messages that ice cream's going to make you fat, when really the message is if you want ice cream, be smart about it. That should be the real message. You don't have to cut all of these things out completely if you want to be lean or healthy or feel good. And don't try and meet these other people's standards. Because if you would look through this woman's feed, you would think by what she posts that she eats lettuce and fish and chicken and broccoli. Basically, that's it. That's all she posts. And in reality, she's not just eating that. So don't try and hold yourself to these people's standards, because I can guarantee you they're not even holding themselves to their own standards. So don't get caught up on these certain messages that just give you this sense that you'll never achieve. Because if a lot of people that were just getting started trying to be healthy were to look at that, they would think, A, I don't want to just eat fish and broccoli and chicken, and that sounds miserable. B, it kills a lot of people's self-esteem and self-confidence, because they think unless they do those certain things and unless they restrict and limit and live extreme, that they're never going to get the results that they want. So they immediately think that they can't do it, and that's just not the case. And then C, I've seen it cause a lot of eating disorders, because people actually get phobias and fears of certain foods because of people like this who have massive followings and are supposed to be knowledgeable about what they're talking about. And it scares people to think that, as she said, ice cream can make you fat. So people are like, I can't have any of it. And it's this massive fear and phobia that happens, and eventually it can lead to eating disorder. So it's just not a healthy way to think. It's not a healthy message to send, and I see it every single day, and it's very, very frustrating. Then on the other end of the spectrum, I see this type of thing. Another fitness professional, ton of followings. Let's see here. Who am I looking for? Okay, found it. So here is some common pictures on her feed. Show you another one. And basically, if you go through her feed, it's constant pictures of donuts and food that is not nutrient dense, and probably not advantageous to the body. Not a lot of it, at least. So in all of her messages, it's like, I eat donuts before I train. It gives me the fuel I need, and I hit PRs, which is personal records. Donuts for the win, donuts for deadlifts, that type of thing. I can think of a million other foods I would rather eat before I train if I'm looking for sustained energy, and proper fuel for the body for my workouts. Now, I think it's okay that she's saying you can eat donuts and still achieve your goals. If she showed a donut like every once in a while on her feed and said, sometimes moderation's key, balance to keep your mental sanity, blah, 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 that'd be one thing. But the average person who looks through her feed, is going to think that they can eat whatever they want and achieve. And she tries to basically attract attention by going totally in the opposite direction and breaking the norm and being that person, that rebel, so to speak, and that's how she tries to attract her followers. Obviously, it's way more attractive to think that you can eat donuts as opposed to chicken and tilapia and broccoli and achieve. So people are going to try and believe that, and that's the way she tries to attract followers. So both are extreme examples, and I just think it's sad that you have people in the industry, a lot of people, a ton of people with these that are in the public eye often, that spread these kind of messages, and it's simply to just attract attention and arouse people and get some types of reaction. So the bottom line is, I want to be that voice that kind of is that middle ground that's telling you, and I want to emphasize that you don't have to be extreme and cut out food groups and limit yourself and restrict yourself. But at the same time, if you want, especially if you want to lose weight or maintain or achieve a challenging goal, yes, it's gonna be challenging at times. You're gonna have to make sacrifices. You're gonna have to prioritize. You're gonna have to put in some extra work. But that's not to say it can't be enjoyable and it can't be maintainable and realistic. And I'm just gonna read off some of my posts because it's kind of exactly what I'm thinking. It's just easier. So my Instagram is kind of where I put some more personal stuff. My name on Instagram is Brittany Taylor Fit, and it's more of where I could put my selfies, so to speak, but and stuff like that. And I know a lot of people get sick of like following these fitness people that post pictures of their body and whatnot, but I think a lot of times they do way more than just show that. Like for me, my point is of putting some of these pictures up is to prove that you can be happy and eat some of the things you like and not have to, like I say, be extreme and still achieve. I want these pictures to kind of be proof and a testament to what I'm saying, because people can say anything they want, but until people actually see the results of it and see that it works. I know for me, if someone's telling me they do this and this and this, but I haven't seen any proof of it, well, I'm probably not going to believe it. So I kind of just use pictures as a way of showing that I'm 100% being honest in what I do and the results I achieve, and just almost as a way to give people hope that you know there's a better way. So just some of the recent posts I've put up. I try to show some of the different things I eat just to give people idea and show like how much variety I put into my diet. I never eat the same thing in a day, and I'm always trying new stuff and experimenting. So I try and put a lot of that in just to give some people ideas. But the last thing I wrote was yesterday, and it says here, just say no to oats, egg whites, broccoli, and chicken for every meal, unless that's what you should so choose, of course. I'm here to tell you you can switch it up. You can add variety to your diet. Experiment. Why eat what you don't like? There are surely other foods that will give you the same nutritional benefits. Living healthy is supposed to enhance your life, physically, mentally, emotionally, socially, not make it miserable. If you are struggling, not happy, then make a change. Your way may be different than everyone else's way, but guess what? It sure as heck can lead you to the same destination. The best change I ever made was thinking for myself, instead of just listening to what everyone else had to say. Taking criticism and advice and using it can certainly be advantageous, but don't live and die by it. Only you truly know what is going to make you happy, feel good, look good. You don't have to have it all figured out right now, not in this very moment, but dedicate yourself to finding that happy medium. The more variety I add in, the better my body responds. This picture, so I posted a picture, is not to say, oh, look at me. I want to be a testament to all of you that there's a different way that works. If you can't stand the thought of restriction, extreme dieting, endless workouts, you'll be happy to know that these things aren't necessarily required for success. I'm not saying it's going to be easy. Sacrifices and extra efforts will have to be made along the way, but it can be manageable and realistic. Just recently, I started eating Proyo, which if you go onto my website, www.brittanytaylor.com, I put the recipe for Proyo. It's like protein frozen yogurt. I started eating Proyo before bed, and it has done wonders. I wouldn't have necessarily thought my body could benefit from more carbs or more sugar before bed, but it really has. Needless to say, don't be afraid to take risks and try something different. Healthy, happy, fit. You can be all three. Don't give up. So that's honestly how I feel, and that's the message till my dying day that I will give to all of you, and anything I can do to help to give you a little bit of a better idea of what I do and how I maintain and how I achieve my goals without sacrificing my social life and continuing to be happy and all of that. I'd be happy to share that with you. Like I said, if you have any questions, just let me know. And I certainly haven't always been at this place in my life, and my thinking has evolved tremendously, and I'm so happy it has because it's just enhanced my life, and now I feel like I'm living day to day as at an optimal level. I'm so happy. I'm so healthy. I'm fit, socially and mentally, emotionally, I feel good, and it just feels like I've gotten to the point where I've kind of figured out me. And like I said, it might not be the same for you, but I certainly think that some of the things I've adapted into my lifestyle and that I've learned and experienced could benefit all of you. Thanks for listening. Hope this helped.